everybody. How are you guys doing today? Pretty good? Litter. This is a word that I'm going to be talking about a lot. But before I jump into that, in your bags you will find two papers, a pink one and a green one. Can you take them out for me, please? I like the spirit of the crowd today. I think good things will come from this. So, you have a pink one and a green one. What we're going to do is we're going to learn. This is a journey for me as much as it is for you. Okay, so let's have a tester before we come out with the real technical stuff. Now, let's try this out and take a vote. If you like the color green, lift up your pink paper, and if you like the color pink, lift up your green paper. Let's see it. Let's see it. Beautiful. So much color. We got 50-50. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next question. And Yara will help me with this one. It's going to be interesting. If you don't want your face to be shown on the screen, please put the paper in front of you, the color of your choice. How many of you know what litter is? Pink for yes, green for no. Let's see, let's see. A lot of people know what it is. You can see the pink. Okay, majority of people know what litter is. Does this surprise you? Yes, for if it does surprise you, put up the pink ones. If it doesn't surprise you or you never really thought about litter before, put up the green one. Okay, so nobody's surprised. That's really good. I'm always surprised because I don't know if you've seen this. Thank you, Yara. You're good for now. I don't know if you've seen this, but in Jeddah we have a lot of litter laying around. What is litter? I keep on saying it. Litter is all the waste that we have when you have, say, plastic bottles and you throw it down. Maybe not you personally, because you know what litter is. And all the garbage that you see in public and open spaces. Specifically, it's a verb as well. We do it. It's an action. Now, let's think about why people do litter. Because since so many people are doing it, they're not evil. They must have a good reason. Speaking to a lot of people, these are the ones that I found that were actually pretty common. The first one was that if we don't litter, people will not have jobs and they will be deported, right? I was surprised at this too at first, but it's a belief and I really respect it because at the end of the day, they think they're doing something good. In the beginning, we needed litter, was another opinion, that because when Saudi Arabia first started, companies needed jobs and they needed things to do, so they encouraged people, yeah, go ahead, leave it on the floor, we'll take care of it, and you'll give us money for it. The last one was that we were brought up with housemaids. Does anyone agree with this? No. That it's a habit, that you have people cleaning up after you, so you just, a little bit. It's more convincing now. I am here to tell you why we should not litter. And it's not going to be a pretty sight, but I'm going to take you on my journey and I'm going to make it as easy as possible. In the beginning, as mentioned, I was president of FASILA, the Islamic Environmental Organization, and I never really knew why I was picking up after myself. It was just something that I did because my mom in the back of my head was telling me to. Otherwise, I started learning about what garbage was, and specifically, I started applying Islam the way that I feel like I was meant to. Specifically, this hadith that shows removing a harmful thing from the road is a charity. A harmful thing. What's harmful about litter, right? It's just sitting there. It's not hurting anyone. It's not going to bite you. You can't trip over it unless you're not paying attention, which you really should be in Jeddah. If you've seen the roads, it's really scary. I'm going to tell you about the trash vortex and what harm does come from this. The trash vortex is also known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's basically an island of garbage. As you can see, Currents on Earth are very strong. If you've watched Finding Nemo, you've seen this as well. When the turtles were riding that big wave, that's one of the currents down there under Australia. And it basically collects in that point between Japan and Hawaii. Pop quiz. This is where you bring out your papers again. During Hijrah, and I think everybody's more or less familiar with a little bit of Islamic stories. During Hijrah, I'll show the colors first and then we'll go. I need the colors up so that we can show them. Okay. During Hijrah, the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was protected by Allah on many occasions. In particular, he was hiding in the cave with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, and protecting them was, if it's pink, put up pink if you think they were birds, put up green if you think they were camels. Right? Good, good. Everybody knows their stuff. Nicely done, guys. So we're going to, very good, very good. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Yara. Moving on, I'm going to talk about one beautiful bird in particular. This bird is called the albatross. And if you look at this picture, you can just smell the sea salt, can't you? You can just feel like it's flying in front of you, and you feel all your worries and woes fly with it. Subhanallah. It's a good parent. Albatross feed their young, obviously, by finding food on their own. How they find food is they go very close to the surface of the sea, and whenever they see something moving around, because it's just impossible that it would be anything other than a fish, they pick it up and they take it to their baby. What happens now, and this is where it's going to get a little uncomfortable, is that an albatross of this size, just to get you to understand the magnificence of it, an albatross, its wingspan, when it opens its wings, it's twice the size of me, the wingspan. And this is how big its foot is. It's about a foot. And it can fly. Who would have thought? And this is what happens to it. If you can see inside the albatross, all of that is displayed on the side. What's even worse, what happened is that it ate all these floating things in the water, and then it starved to death because there was no room for any food to go. So it died. And that goes with every single other creature there is. This is where biodegradability comes in. Why did it not just, go through the way anything else goes through? It's because plastic takes a long time to break down. Longer than most of us will be alive, basically. And this leads to toxicity, because what happens is, when it is breaking down, very far away from now, it releases chemicals. It releases chemicals in the air from the sun. Here in particular, all the garbage that you see on the side of the road is really, really bad for anybody walking by. But I've been a little bit mean, and let's take a step back and think of something happy, right? In particular, let's think about babies. They always make me happy. They have that smell. You could just die. And I'm sure each and every one of us has one baby in their mind. For me, it's Saif, my cousin. This kid is the cutest thing you'll ever see. One of the first words he ever said was cheese, because everybody used to take pictures of him. Adorable, mashallah. I want each of you to think of a baby and keep it in their head. It could be a baby that you knew, or one that maybe is coming on the way, or that you never thought of before. Does everybody have a baby in mind? Pink for yes? Let's see those pinks. Lovely. Nicely done. And we'll move on now. Thank you. Okay. Lovely. So keep that baby in your mind. Can I ask someone for a name of the baby they have in mind? Abdurrahman? Badr. Okay. I can only take one at a time. Let's take Badr, because I remember that most. Okay. So let's talk about Badr. Why should we not litter for Badr's sake? When Badr is, say, getting ready to have a family, it's going to be really difficult at that point. Years and years and years from now, he will see the repercussions that we are creating. It's scary. And I know for a fact that Saif is going to look at me in such a disappointed way. I would like him to be proud of me and the people I influenced, and I hope that happens today. Why will he be disappointed in me? All this garbage, all this pollution. Let's leave away from the pollution and just talk about the garbage. All this garbage is making water not drinkable. And that already has repercussions today. 1.5 million children die every year from drinking polluted water. 1.5 million Badrs. 1.5 million Saifs. And then it goes into the ground as well. So all the food doesn't work out either. At that point, it's going to be scary for them. He might not even want to have a baby of his own. We can clean it. There is a way to. We can purify water. I'm not saying we can't, but at the cost of purifying water, we need to dirty the air. Aside from renewable energies, let's hope that that happens, but assuming that it's not, this is the result that would happen. One last pop quiz. Get your papers ready, because this is going to be the interesting one. Is it pink words or green action that will help this situation today? Actually, I was kind of mean with that, because it is hard to say a lot of the time. Why don't you look around at all the green and all the pinks? Yeah? Get a feel of what people around you are saying. Majority is green, and I like the initiative, and there is no other place but here. However, it was a trick question. Words, the words that I'm saying right now, I hope are just as powerful as the actions I take every day when I make sure that I remove harmful things from the road. Thank you. And I hope that you take it as well. Thank you.